Hello everyone, Tari here, property consultant and a realtor. First, I want to wish you happy holidays, most especially our Muslim brothers and sisters. I wish you happy celebration. So today I'm going to be rounding off on the series of videos I've been doing on how to be in control, how to be in charge of your real estate purchases and investments. And a quick recap on the first. I was supposed to have done this video on Friday last week, but I could not do it due to certain reasons, because I was actually supposed to start another series of videos today. Nonetheless, I'm going to round this off today, and then on Wednesday I'm going to start another series of videos. So a quick recap on the points so far. Now, first thing is, the reason why I decided to do this video is because I get calls from people who are not even my own clients, people who see some of my other videos, and one of the lament about experiences that they've had with their purchases, with their transactions. Oh, I bought land, I've not gotten allocation. I bought land, I cannot build. I bought land and it's looking as if I may not even get my land. I bought land, I'm going to be I got land in location A, but I'm going to get relocated to location B, and I'm not even getting what I'm supposed to get. I bought a land, I want to build this, and then I found out that I cannot build what I desire after I'd already paid for the land. So all of these kind of things, and then you find people saying this is, people kind of like frustrated and things like that. So the reason I'm doing this video is to provide some kind of guidance for you if you're looking to get into buying properties, or even if you bought before and then you make certain mistakes. I'm hoping that some of the information I'm providing here can help you going forward, so that you can get it right. So a quick recap of the points I've made so far. I said, number one, do not be desperate to buy any property. Number two, you have to know exactly what you want. You have to be clear on your objective. Number three, get general real estate knowledge and then specific knowledge about what you want to do or what you want to buy. In other words, get information. Then you have to plan. You have to plan your finances. You have to plan how you want to do whatever it is that you've decided to use the purchase or investment for. The fifth point, I said it's important to work with professionals, work with experienced professionals. Work with an experienced realtor, work with experienced lawyers, with surveyors, people that will tell you things as it is, and people who are competent in what they are doing. All of these things may cost you a little bit more than it will cost you normally, but it will pay off eventually, and it will give you peace of mind, which is very, very important. So the last point today, which I'm going to make today, is that you have to take documentation and government regulations seriously. So if you don't want to get yourself into getting frustrated with your purchases, with your real estate investments, you cannot joke with documentation and government regulations. This is very important. I know this part of the world, we like to cut corners, we like to think that we are smart, and look, it's not going to pay. It can get you into some serious problems, that will land you into frustration, right? So first, let's talk about documentation. The part I want to talk about today, most importantly, is title perfection. Now, a lot of times when you hear about land disputes, it has to do with somebody who paid for a land and then found that the land maybe he bought from the wrong person, or somebody else already bought the same land and things like that. That is to tell you one thing: when you pay for a land, it does not automatically 100% mean that the land is yours, right? Because if you've paid for the land, ideally you want to think that the land is yours. But then why do we have disputes after people have paid for land and they start having land tussles? So you have to go take a step further to do what is called title perfection. Now, this is not something that a lot of people take seriously, but you have to take title perfection seriously. Now, every land in Lagos is owned by someone according to the government. If you go to Land Bureau, every land belongs to somebody. Whether it could be a corporate organization, it could be an individual, it could be a family, it could be a community, it could be the government itself, right? So when you buy a plot of land, right, it is very important that you take it a step further and do what I call a title perfection. What a title perfection does is it registers you with the government as the legal owner of that land. Okay, so that goes beyond I've paid for the land, and you got to understand that sometimes In fact, some people, it is when they want to go and do title perfection that they start realizing that there are problems with the land that they bought. So, and then, I mentioned earlier that it's good to work with professionals. Now, if you work with professionals and you do a proper due diligence in the course of buying your land, you already know, some of these things. In fact, you will know whether the land has got a title problem that may cause issues for you. And sometimes it may not be a big thing, it may just be something that needs to be tidied up. But these things you have to take seriously, and you have to work with professionals so that these things can be pointed out and you can make whatever corrections needs to be made. So you got to go beyond I've paid for the land to perfecting your title, getting the land to be in your name. Okay, you want to get the Lands Bureau got to have the records that this land belongs to you. Now, of course, sometimes this thing costs a lot of money, and of course you may want to plan for it. So it's the reason why it's also important to seek counsel, speak to your lawyer, know what is required, and then make plans for it. Title perfection, documentation, extremely important. Do not joke with it if you don't want to get frustrated with your real estate purchases and investments. The other one is government regulation, especially when you're building whatever it is you want to build. You want to build apartments, you want to build a factory, you want to build a school, you want to build an event center, you want to build a shopping complex, whatever it is that you wanted to build. That if you're towing the road of buying land and building, do not joke with government regulations. So you have a couple of government bodies that are in charge of regulating buildings. You got the town planning, you got the Lagos State building construction agency, and there's one more. These guys, if you are going to build, make sure that you go through them, check everything that you need to check. Just recently, somebody was building a couple of duplexes somewhere in Lekki. They did the fence. Of course, they've done the fence to a point, they've done the gatehouse, and then the town planning people came and said, no, this your fence and your gatehouse that you've done is actually on a drainage line. So you have to cut off this fence, you have to cut off the gatehouse. Now, what that means is that house has got little space left in front for whoever is going to buy that house to park. That is a big problem. But guess what? If this person has done a proper check with the town planning guys, check with the Lagos State Building Control Agency, and check with all these other people, and if this person has worked with professionals who have checked these things and who have advised him properly, all of these problems will have been avoided. He will be able to design better and plan better and avoid some of these problems. So do not joke with documentation. Do not joke with government regulations. Of course, if you're working with professionals, they will always bring these things up and they will always guide you accordingly. So this is extremely important, and that brings me to the end of the series of videos I'm doing on how to control or be in charge of your real estate purchases and transactions. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, I hope that you can I can have. I'm also open to learning, so I welcome your comments, your contributions, and so on and so forth. So again, Wednesday I'm starting another series of videos. I'm going to be providing you another series of information that will help you with your real estate investment, help you with your real estate purchases. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, on Instagram, please follow, and I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much, and have a great day.